Over the years, people have often mistaken spirituality for religion, yoga, Ayurveda, but this is only a small part of it. Spirituality is a way of life to lead others. Every single second, every single day, millions of people in this world aspire to be someone. Someone holding a significant position enough to make a change in this world. But only some are successful. Why is it that when a person who craves success is never really successful, but the people who crave their passion find success along the way? That is also the difference between a well trained and a well educated person. A person might as well learn the whole textbook, but the person is merely well trained. But a well educated person will know how to use the knowledge for the benefit of mankind. As I said before, spirituality is a way of life. But along with the evolution of mankind, the education system has evolved too. As all of you might be knowing, the system of gurukuls was followed in ancient India. There, the guru did not only provide his students with Shastra Gyan, but also Shastra Gyan. And he alone explained to them the inevitability of the need of physical strength along with mental strength. By transforming their energies to build their charitra or personality or spirituality. Although spirituality is a very effective and powerful weapon, it is driven by two factors very easily. They are the ability to convey your motive and your purity of soul to a larger extent. Let's see some examples. Back in 2001, the famous writer Thomas Friedman published an article in the New York Times stating the difference between Infosys and Al Qaeda. He said that both the organizations were started in the same year, both the founders grew to be millionaires, and both were influential in their respective spheres. Now, the only difference was that one was meant to raise, while the other was meant to raise. Coming to Indian epics, in the Ramayana, we all know that Lord Ram won because he was a good guy and he was on the side of Dharma. But no one ever truly noticed why Lord Ram won. You see, Ravan was a far stronger demon, while Lord Ram was a mere mortal to him. Ravan was way more knowledgeable than Lord Ram and a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Despite all these shortcomings, Lord Ram won because of his ability to convey his motive that had enabled him to gain the trust, respect, and love of not only mankind but also the Vanars. It is said that people with radiant personalities emit an aura which pushes others to do their best. The Gurukuls transformed energies. The greatest of organizations transmitted energies. And the greatest of leaders generated it within them. While most like to call it energies and aura, being a student of physics, I like to call it frequencies. As a renowned author, Barbara Marciniak has said, and I believe that everything starts to change when you start emitting your own frequency rather than absorbing the frequencies around you. When you start imprinting your intent on the universe rather than receiving an imprint from existence. Coming back to Indian epics, I have always felt that Hindu mythology is somewhat undervalued or rather underestimated. You ask anyone in the world if they know Hercules, and then you ask if they know Hanuman. Even while typing this word, the application was suggesting me with handyman and hangman. Why is it so that when a great task is performed by someone, it is called a Herculean task? Why not a Hanumanian task? A closer look to this comparison will definitely show you which is more appropriate. Both the deities were demigods, both had immense strength and wits. Now here comes the big difference. A lesser known fact about Hercules is that he had 2 wives. I know having wives is not a crime, but a crime is not respecting them. It is said that Hercules had killed his first wife. Striking, isn't it? On the other hand, Hanuman is an example of how one should treat women. His positive aura and frequencies have become so immortal that are felt by us even today when we enter the temple. Moreover, Hindu mythology focuses mainly on building moral values and character. Satyam vada, dharmam chara, matru devo bhava, pitru devo bhava, acharya devo bhava, atiti devo bhava, swadhyayan mahapramadah, shraddhaya deyam. It means to always follow the path of truth and dharma, respect your mother, father, teacher as well as your guest with as much respect as God. And always be patient because anger is never the answer. In 21st century India, who does not know Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh? He is one of the few Indians who I feel shows great regard toward his culture. One more such Indian, who is my idol of spirituality, is Swami Vivekananda. Back at a time when people knew merely British India, he went to Chicago and started Sisters and Brothers of America. and went on to introduce Hinduism to America and called for religious tolerance and an end to fanaticism. The thing I admired about him most was his ability to connect to people who were completely unaware of his topic, and his confidence. Normally, at a formal conference, people would normally wear formal attire or any suits. But wearing something completely different takes a lot of courage, and it is really something to learn from. Hence, along with my radical ideas, I have taken this small yet significant step to wear my traditional attire on stage today. To end, I'd like to share a very different angle of looking at frequencies. While I was discussing the talk with my grandmother, she seemed to think that some chants emitted frequencies. She said that when we go to pilgrimage visits, we see certain groups of people who are chanting their god's name and feels energy in them. The same is applicable to the soldiers at the border. Their energies are filled with their war cries, like Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram. Personally, I want to be one who creates as well as emits frequencies, and this must start now. I'd like to conclude my talk with the most powerful frequency I've ever heard, and what the whole world knows is one that unites everyone. Ganpati Bappa Moria!